What's going on, guys? Welcome to another stream, a late night stream, a last minute stream. But I've been pumping out videos like crazy. I did two videos today, I believe. Yeah, I did two videos today. One popped off like crazy, and I was going to do a third video before I went to bed. I really just didn't feel like doing it. It was going to be the Jessica Andrade versus Erin Blanchfield prediction. I'm going to do that tomorrow at night and post it tomorrow, and then I'm not going to stream until Wednesday. But I figured, you know what? I'll jump on here for a bit before I go to bed. See how many people show up at midnight. I think was it last week? I think last week I did like a midnight stream during the week, and somehow a lot of people showed up for it. So I figured, I can go lay in bed for an hour and a half until I fall asleep, or I can jump on here for about an hour, or hour and a half, and then go to bed afterwards, hopefully. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. There's the whole Islam Makhachev IV situation, which I have an entire video on, but we can talk about that. UFC 284 in general is primarily the topic. We can talk about the fight card coming up, UFC 285. I really have a bunch of stuff to work on for this week. My top 3 things I love and hate for 285 should be coming out this week. There's a lot going on in the MMA world. I don't know. There's bound to be stuff that I honestly missed, but I don't know. I haven't checked anything super closely, but I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm looking online. Jack Della Maddalena saying he wants Vicente Luque. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. That's really it. But yeah, we can talk about whatever you guys want to on this stream. I might make this like a member stream afterwards. I haven't decided yet. I just used the same thumbnail I used for yesterday's stream. I try to mix in different thumbnails, especially if they're back to back. But it is what it is. It is what it is. If you guys haven't already, do me a favor, like this stream. I would greatly appreciate it. And throw some questions in the chat. If you guys watch my videos from today, I greatly appreciate you. Because I greatly appreciate you because the views have been taken off a bit. The robbery video I did yesterday, the in-depth breakdown of whether or not it was a robbery, is almost to 8,000 views, which is great for my channel. And then the cheated to win has only been out for maybe 6 hours, and we're almost to 6,500 views. So if you watched it, liked it, comment on it, I greatly appreciate you guys for that. I can't believe how fast time is flying by, to be honest. It's already almost Tuesday. It seems like just yesterday we were watching UFC 283, Jamal Hill, Glover Teixeira. So I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on in general. Let me actually tweet out this stream. Join me live discussing UFC 284 and more. I always try to remember to tweet out these streams, but I forget. So there you go. Boom. Tweeted that out. What's up, Andy? Thank you for joining me. What's up, Sanjay? What's up, Homework? What's up, Fries? I'm here but can't stay for long. Got to be up early for class tomorrow. Appreciate you stopping in nonetheless. Realize. What's up? What's going on? Heard Ali manager call me racist. I don't know what you're talking about. We're spoiled always getting streams. That you are. One of these days or one of these weeks, I'm just going to not stream at all for like a week straight. So I don't know when that's going to be because I've been saying that for like 6 months now. But it's like every time I think, I'm not doing too much this week, you guys just keep dragging me back and back and back in. So it is what it is. I enjoy it, though. I enjoy it. It's not like I hate it or anything. So I'm still hyped that all my prediction videos, I'm 10-0 with prediction videos for this year. So I couldn't be happier for that. And I have a 71% pick rate for this year. That's not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all. We smoking that Porter pack? All right. The Porter. God bless Justin Taffa and his power. Fair enough. Joe, are you going to do a full in-depth breakdown of Bellator main event next weekend? Amosov versus Storley 2. What do you mean? Is it this upcoming weekend or is it the following weekend? Let's see. Major organizations. Bellator. February 25th. That is a good fight. I'll tell you right now, I'm picking Amasov. I might do a prediction just to do a prediction because I do think that's a solid fight that should get a little bit of recognition. Bellator 291. Oh, that sucks. It comes on early in the day on Saturday. That's super unfortunate. I wish it came on later, but it's a long card, so who knows when the actual main card might go. It's a 20-fight card. There's 20 fights. I didn't even know how Bellator had that many fighters on their roster, to be honest. But maybe. Ask me again next week. Did you know McGregor's father is gay? Okay, no. Dustin P-Head, Conor McGregor, Justin Gaethje, and Michael Chandler need to defend their rankings. Agreed. Done with them. Okay. What's up, Seal? I'm from Crumlin. Ask around McGregor and his father or LGBT. All right, dude. I don't believe that for 1 second, but maybe it's possible. I think you're just making up shit to make up shit, but yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me after seeing Conor McGregor's likes, though, to be quite honest. Would not surprise me after seeing Conor McGregor's likes. You know what's crazy? The poster for this weekend's card actually isn't bad. I'm looking at the Andrade Blanchfield poster. And shout out to Blanchfield for being willing to accept that fight on short notice. Taking on Jessica Andrade, who's an absolute savage, on short notice is crazy. Yes, have you seen his Twitter? I seen the one thing on his Twitter. Is like on his Twitter. Okay, this makes absolutely no sense. And I know people are going to applaud this. Apparently, Alexander Volkanovski stays pound for pound number 1. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That is the stupidest thing I'm going to have to make a video on that. I might have to make a video on that. It's so dumb. The pound for pound rankings are meaningless. Abolish them then. The point of pound for pound is size for size. You got the best fighter. If you sized up to another fighter's weight class, you would beat them. Volkanovski literally sized up to his weight class and lost. And he's still pound for pound number 1. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. That's literally so idiotic. Makes no sense. Abolish the rankings. Makes absolutely no sense. And I know people are going to defend it. It makes no sense. The pound for pound rankings are a straight up joke. I literally have a video on the rankings. Let me see how long ago I made this video. You guys know, if you've been watching my channel, you know I've been consistent. May 30th, 2021. The UFC rankings mean nothing. And it's a thumbnail of the pound for pound rankings next to Dana White. I got 219 views on that video. They're meaningless. Absolutely ridiculous. He lost. So why the hell is Volkanovski still at number 1? Again, I don't necessarily care in the grand scheme of things. It's just meaningless. Get rid of the rankings. Stop pretending like they're meaningful. Stop pretending they're meaningful because they're not. They're meaningless. And the UFC and a lot of people act like it's meaningful. If it's so meaningful, then why did Sean O'Malley get elevated to number 1 contender off a loss? What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment that is. I'm gonna have to make a video on that. I literally think I'm gonna have to. I made so many videos on UFC 284. Jack Della Maddalena, number 14 now, jumps ahead of Michelle Pereira. What an absolute joke. That's crazy to me. That is insane to me. I never thought they would do that. How stupid is that? It makes no sense. I got to retweet this and literally say pound for pound rankings. No, the rankings. The UFC rankings have and always will be an absolute joke. Absolute joke. The rankings are made. Hold on. No, I'm not even going to go that far. The UFC rankings have and always will be an absolute joke. This is just another reason why they are meaningless. Abolish the rankings. Pound for pound means if you sized up to fight someone else in a different weight class, you'd be able to, you'd beat them. Volk legit went up to 155 and lost. There is no reason he should still be pound for pound. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. I ran out of characters. So I'll just get rid of this. Boom. I'll leave it at that. The UFC rankings have and always will be an absolute joke. This is just another reason why they are meaningless. Abolish the rankings. Pound for pound means if you size up to fight someone else in a different weight class, you'd beat them. Volk legit went up to 55 and lost. It's literally so dumb. It's so dumb. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. It makes no sense. And again, I'm not going to get too bent out of shape about it just because I don't care about the rankings to begin with. It just annoys me that people put so much stock in the rankings. That's what pisses me off. That's what grinds my gears. Is that people put so much stock? Oh, the rankings, the pound for pound rankings. So who would you do for pound? NASCAR coming down the track. Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Flat Earth, and and I don't know. I have no idea. Hey, what's up, Joey? Hope your day is well. UFC. Let me shrink down this window so I can see the chat better. Hold on. Guys, if you have not already, do me a favor and like the stream. Like the stream. We're doing a late live stream here. I've been pumping out content left and right. I might have to make a video on this pound for pound rankings because I'm sickened. Get rid of the rankings. Get rid of the rankings at this point. Your thoughts on people saying Volk outstruck Islam and dropped him multiple times? Factually incorrect. Factually incorrect. Islam unequivocally outstruck Volkanovski, and maybe Volk got one drop. That's debatable, but he definitely did not get two. I can understand. I can make a case for the fifth round saying that he dropped him. I still think it was a combination of him shooting for a takedown. I don't think Islam was hurt badly. But the one in the second round was unequivocally not a drop. It's easily disprovable. You can just watch it in slow-mo. The punch doesn't even connect. And I will die on that hill. It's not on the UFC's official website. I know, but the media gets access to it before the website updates. It's being posted. So the rankings are out, but they're not. The website's not updated yet. So it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Yair's saying he wants to fight Volk in Mexico City. That's interesting. That'd be interesting as hell. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. Would you be upset if they slipped in John Jones at number 1 pound for pound in the next couple of weeks before his fight? It would make no sense. It would make. The thing is, it's hard. I know it sounds like I care. I just find it annoying that people put so much stock into these things, and they do things that are just so blatantly bad. Like when Jan beat Adesanya was ahead of Jan in the pound for pound rankings. Made no sense. You went up a weight class, the epitome of what pound for pound is, going to a different weight class, and you lost. So therefore, you are not pound for pound. Makes no sense. It makes no sense, and this is just one of a litany of examples. I don't see Islam as number one pound for pound, so okay. Islam put up the belt and Volk put up his number one ranking. Someone should tell Islam the best pound for pound ranking is subjective and meaningless, though. True. They should do JDM versus Sean Brady. I wouldn't mind that one. Regardless, he beat the number one pound for pound in the world. It's in the record books. True. Hey, what's up, Joey? I hope your day is well. UFC 285 card still has Jalen Turner versus to be determined. Who do you ultimately think they'll find as a 3-week replacement? Probably some no-name guy. And that's probably it. You cannot have a fight where you were gifted a decision and get number one pound for pound spot. Yeah, I would agree with that, but Islam won the fight. It was pretty clear that he won the fight. I think people let the crowd and the commentary and Joe Rogan. When I rewatched it, I thought it was pretty clear. Islam Makhachev won that fight. People are too focused on the grappling. If you take out all the grappling exchanges, Islam Makhachev still won that fight. If you cut the fight off at 23 minutes, Islam Makhachev won that fight 50-45. I rewatched it. I rewinded each exchange and watched them repeatedly. Okay? I will die on that hill. Islam Makhachev won that fight. I don't think it's completely crazy, especially if you just watched it the one time, to think that Volk could have took 2, 3, and 5. In my opinion, it would have been borderline a robbery if Volkanovski would have got the decision. And it's so clear, but people are too busy listening to the crowd yell at the top of their lungs and, seeing Adesanya and Dan Hooker and Kai Kara France hug each other. Islam clearly won, and it's not up for debate. And if you get rid of all the grappling exchanges, Islam outstruck Volkanovski on the feet. Islam won round 1 with the striking. You get rid of the takedown at the end, Islam won. You take round 2. Razor close. Razor close. That one could go either way. I originally gave it to Volk. I gave it to Islam among rewatch. I thought he landed the harder shots. Round 3. This was another very close round. Islam landed the better shots on the feet. Round 4, totally get rid of the takedown and the control at the end. Islam landed the better shots on the feet. Islam won the fight with his striking. People are too focused on the grappling and not the ability to get this up. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear. Islam won. I think it's, all 3 judges had it unanimously. I mean, what does that really mean? Because Patty Pimlet, I'm pretty sure, got it unanimously. But anybody giving Volk the 4th round is straight up delusional. Didn't watch the fight. Has no credibility. If you think Volk took the 4th round, you were delusional. Anybody who thinks that, there's no way. Again, get rid of the body lock. Get rid of the takedown. Islam won the 4th round without any of that. Okay? So the only clear round for Volkanovski was round 5. And had it been any other fight, people wouldn't have thought otherwise. And if the roles were reversed, and Islam fought the way Volk did, and Volk fought the way Islam did, and Islam got the decision, people would be screaming robbery. The same people would be screaming robbery. Because it's just a matter of people don't like Islam. That's it. It's a common thing. It's a common theme with Islam Makhachev. People don't like him for whatever reason. People didn't like Khabib as well. There's a lot of people that do like him as well. I don't care. I love Volkanovski. Volkanovski is one of my favorite fighters. I like Volkanovski far more than I like Islam Makhachev. I like Islam Makhachev as well, but I like Volkanovski far more. Islam Makhachev won that fight. It's not hard to see when you get rid of your bias. It's not hard to see. An immediate rematch between Volk and Islam is the fight to make. It will be massive. What do you say? I have an entire video on the channel that I just released, and I said absolutely not. The UFC should not make that fight. I don't want to see that fight right now. They need to book against contenders. What's up, Hawk? What's going on, Hawk? I totally agree with your recent video about an immediate rematch. The UFC should definitely book Islam, Dariush, and Volkanovski Yair. The UFC can't afford to hold up 2 divisions. Exactly. I don't think it was a 50-50 fight. I think it was a 70-30 fight or an 80-20 fight, to be quite honest. The low expectations for Volkanovski's performance is what elevated everyone's opinion on his performance. He clearly lost. What will be the consequences if Islam is found to have done what Dan Hooker has claimed? If he did it without medical exemption, then he'll be suspended for 6 months. I don't think the UFC would strip him because it's not the same as using PEDs, but it should be. But Dan Hooker hasn't presented any evidence yet. So we'll see what happens. And I'm not going to believe these Facebook doctors, essentially, these social media doctors who, he's got a weird mark on his arm. I'm pretty sure they do pre-fight blood work the week of the fight. I'm pretty certain of that. So even if those pictures weren't edited, even if they were real, which I'm not even sure they are real. It takes 1 second in Photoshop to make those marks. It's still not evidence. That's not evidence. So until we see some evidence, it's irrelevant. If you just focus on the shots that Volk landed, of course you think he won, which many people do. Yeah. Good morning, Tommy. Definitely not 4th round Volk. I have an 1-4 Islam, 2-3 and 5 Volk. I don't know how somebody can say that so definitively. If you think that 2 and 3 were definitely Volk, then that's extreme bias. Because even I can say, okay, the 2nd round, the 3rd round could go to Volk. Okay? The 2nd round, Islam outstruck Volk. It's pretty clear. It is close, but it is clear. 49-46. I have no problem with 49-46 or 48-47. I believe you can get... When I rewatched it, I scored the first 4 rounds for Islam. When I watched it live, I scored 1, 3, and 4 for Islam. Joey, so did Islam cheat or not? We have no evidence. We have no evidence yet to prove that. As soon as there's evidence, I'll be more than happy to talk about it. I just think it's ridiculous that you have these clowns out there that just jump on. They're just obsessed. They jump on everything and they're like, this is real because somebody tweeted it out. Somebody tweeted it out, so it must be real. Oh my God. We have a picture with an obscure mark. These are the same dumbass motherfuckers who were like, oh yeah, Kamaru Usman's got needle marks. He's definitely taking steroids. Dude, you're diagnosing someone of PED use off of Instagram photos? Shut the fuck up. These dumb motherfuckers who just find any way to twist anything into anything based off of fighters they don't like. The way I operate is I operate in fact. I operate into what you can actually prove. I operate under the, what evidence that we actually have. That's the way I do it. Now, can we speculate about some stuff? But a lot of people pretend these certain things that are nowhere near definitive are definitive. And it's horseshit. It's a bunch of idiots. Islam clearly won. I agree. Yair versus Volkanovski is an absolute banger. Best featherweight fight since Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo. For sure. Where was I at? Yeah, I'm dying to see Yair versus Volkanovski. I'd much rather see Yair versus Volkanovski than a rematch. I mean, come on now. Rematch Volk deserves one, though. You can get it in the future. Just want to say your streams have been killing it lately. I appreciate it. Love you, Joey. Thank you. What's up, big guy? What's going on, Style? Wasn't round 2 where Volk dropped Islam? He did not. I watched it on replay in slow motion. The punch did not even connect. It went right by his head. I showed it on my stream from last night in slow motion. It unequivocally did not land. To say he dropped him is just wrong. Islam shot it on a takedown as Volkanovski was throwing some punches. Love it. He said, I'm not going to just believe somebody because he has strange marks on his body. So hilarious. Yeah. They love anything negative. Agreed. Why doesn't Islam take a pic of his arm to shut people up? He has nothing to do. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. There's been no evidence lobbied against him, no real evidence. That's like saying, yeah, I think Thomas Kane fucks hamsters. Well, prove that you don't, bitch. Prove that you don't. Prove it, Thomas. You wouldn't prove that. How would you even prove it? You would tell me, fuck off. That's what you would tell me. This shit is so annoying, and this happens with so many different things. One thing is posted online, and then it's just repeatedly regurgitated with no fucking evidence. And people just do this shit over and over and over again. And there's no evidence, and then this shit just sticks forever. And people just, oh, well, it must be real. Perception is reality. Everyone's regurgitating it. It's so dumb. People make up these claims. There's no factual evidence to prove it at all. The second there is, we can have a totally different discussion. And even if evidence comes out tomorrow that proves that he did do it, in fact do it, that doesn't change anything. That does not change anything that was said here today. Because making up an opinion based off of some bullshit images that you don't even know where they came from or who might have photoshopped them, I just think is ridiculous. So even if it ends up becoming true, that doesn't change everything I'm saying right now. LMFAO. Dude, I hate that. Imagine someone's like, I don't even know. I'm not even going to do it anymore. But you get what I'm saying. It's not on somebody. Well, if you accuse somebody of something, you better provide evidence. So otherwise you can just accuse everyone of anything. And that's it. And there's a chance that some medical advisor said that he should use an IV. And there can be a medical exemption for it. And as long as it's used under the accordance of the USADA policy, then it's perfectly fine. I'm not saying that's the case. I don't know. I have no evidence of that. But if that's the case, people complain about it, then they're stupid. The rules are there for a reason. You can only operate within the rules. If you operate outside the rules, you should be in trouble. You should get punished. If Islam Makhachev, because people are going to say, oh, you're just riding Islam Makhachev and you love Islam Makhachev. I like Alexander Volkanovski way more than I like Islam Makhachev to begin with. Second off, if Islam Makhachev is found of any wrongdoing, I want him punished because there should be no favoritism. They should be punished for breaking the rules. Otherwise, why the fuck do we have the rules? So if he's found to have broken any of the rules to gain an advantage, I want him penalized significantly. That's not the point. The point is there's no evidence right now. What's your thoughts on Jack Jenkins' potential? He's looked pretty good. Leg kicks look phenomenal. But we have to see him, fight a few more fights till we can really get an assessment on his skill set. That's why always making conspiracy theory and claiming every close fight is a robbery. I don't look at anybody as competition. I'm doing my own things, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of people do. There's a lot of online conspiracy theory. They just do it. A lot of people just do it for clicks. That's all they care about. They don't care about the truth. They just care about drumming up some drama. And they just love the sensationalism of making up bullshit and pretending it's real with, being a fake detective. Leave the hamsters alone, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas, prove it. Prove it. I told you to prove it, man. Why haven't you proved it in the chat? Jesus. Why hasn't Thomas proved it in the chat? We know what he's doing at home now. We know what Thomas is doing at home. He hasn't proved it yet. So we know what he's doing. Everyone knows it. UFC normally schedules 14 fights for a card. UFC 285 currently has 12 scheduled fights. I wonder what other 2 fights they will potentially add. I have no idea. Will Ali try to sue Dan Hooker? Probably not. I'll say this. If the accusations from Dan Hooker come out to be completely false and with no basis in fact, I think he should be cut. Bare minimum, I think he should get 3 rematches with Islam Makhachev if he's not cut. If I was Islam Makhachev, I'd whoop his ass 3 times. I say I don't want any other fight. I want Dan Hooker. And I want the fight to be for winner takes both paychecks. I'll fight you 5 times straight, you bitch. That's what I would say. Because people love getting online and talking all that shit, and sometimes it's funny. But when you're trying to diminish somebody's win, when you already got slaughtered by them and saying, oh, they only cheat to win, I don't want to ruin that guy. This would be a fight to do it, though. Shorter rehydration window. Okay. Win or lose, both fighters put on a hell of a show. Love this channel. Just facts coming out on this podcast. Love it, brother. Keep it up. Badass work. Thank you, Todd. Or Toad. Or whatever the hell it is. I think it's Todd. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're watching the channel. Glad you love the channel. Plenty more to come. And we're on the road to 10K subs. I want to get it by the end of March. I think it's possible. We're climbing fast. We're at 7,205 subscribers. If anybody's watching right now, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel right this second. Jenkins looks like a 70s porn star, maybe. Casual fans have agenda against Dagestani fighters. I have a whole video about Dagestani fighters and the hate they get. Another MMA channel posted tonight, Islam was under USADA investigation. Is this true? Not that I've seen. I haven't seen any evidence that he's under any investigation. And I believe that's false because USADA changed their rules. When a fighter is under investigation, there is nothing provided to the public until the investigation is concluded. So Dan Hooker embodying the spirit of drunk Connor. That sounds about right. I'm not saying Islam did it, but we keep him open mind until details come out. But no detail. Well, but you could say that about anything then. So I guess we have to keep an open mind until details come out about Volkanovski using steroids. See, it makes no sense. That's like saying the same thing. It's like saying the same exact thing. Well, we'll have to wait to see what details come out to prove that Volkanovski is not on EPO. God, could you imagine if Volkanovski tested positive? That would be heartbreaking. I would literally cry. I love Volkanovski, so that would be super heartbreaking. Yeah, you can't just make baseless accusations and then just be like, oh, well, it's for them to prove it, that they didn't do it. I'm new to your channel. I'm just curious, do you bet fights you break down? I'm not really a betting man. I occasionally bet, but not really. I don't really talk about betting, but I am 10-0 in the prediction videos for 2023. Every prediction video I've done in 2023, I have been right. Just to go through it, I picked Jack Della Maddalena. I picked Yair Rodriguez. I picked Islam Makhachev. Going back a little bit further, I picked Spivak. Going back a little bit further, I picked Jamal Hill. I picked Johnny Walker. I picked Gilbert Burns. I picked Moreno. And I picked Sean Strickland. I picked Umar Nurmagomedov. I know people could say, oh, those were easy fights to pick, whatever. I'm happy that I'm 10-0. I'm 10-0 right now for prediction videos on the channel. But thank you for starting to watch the channel. I'm glad you found it. Appreciate you. Guys, if you could do me a favor real quick, run up the likes on the stream. Run up the likes. I would greatly appreciate it. We got 50 people in here. We got 16 likes on the stream. If you could scroll down and hit the thumbs up button, I would appreciate it very, very, very much. Joey, how was NASCAR, by the way? NASCAR is until next Sunday. Daytona 500 next Sunday. Flat Earth, Dale Earnhardt. Left-hand turn, left-hand turn. Oh, my God, another left-hand turn. They need to put up or shut up. John Morgan has a tweet out. What's the John Morgan tweet? Let me take a look. I'm sad his Twitter handle ain't MMA Junkie John. Oh, yeah, I saw this. I'm told a dehydration qualifies as a medically justified use of an IV. However, UFC would notify local commission of any athlete needing the treatment. Yeah, so it's totally possible he used an IV in a legally justified manner in terms of the rules. The problem with society in general is people can't critically think or connect the dots. A lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, but if there's only smoke, there's no evidence. There's not even a little bit of fire. So I think people can't think critically in the fact that they hear one sentence with not a shred of evidence and automatically believe it, especially if it fits the narrative that they want to be happening. So, yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't critical thinkers. There's a lot of people who lack, intelligence in terms of media literacy and, being able to tell, oh, okay, this isn't a legitimate MMA source. Every single damn stream I'm getting comments, oh, well, so-and-so's Instagram page is saying this fight's happening. Half the time they're not even confirmed. They throw shit at the wall and pray it sticks. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're wrong. People, for some reason, I've been able to decipher it for years. For some reason, people can't decipher what is real and fake fight news all the time because they're following dumbass MMA Instagram accounts that throw shit at the wall and pray that it sticks. And half the time it does. The other half the time it's just horse shit. And people buy it. People buy it. I'm so sick of it too. So, you're saying the same thing about anyone supporting Volk? Well, you wouldn't be defending Islam, but you trying to support your 10 consecutive picks? Dude, I don't... That has nothing to do with it, dude. Come on now. That has nothing to do with it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But yeah. Oh, I'm definitely not going to get a loss this year. I'm only defending it. I never even thought about that in the aftermath. I didn't realize that till, a day or two afterwards. I went back and looked. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I'm defending Islam's decision because I want my picks to be right. Yeah. That's stupid. That's stupid. There's no real benefit from that. Like, oh, I got 10 straight picks right. Oh my God, my channel's going to make $1 million this year now. No, it's not. That's just cool to be able to say, but Islam clearly won. And I never even thought about that when I was saying that I thought he won. Colby's a meme god. No one takes him seriously, but if anyone's on PDs, I think it'd be Usman. Okay. Very few people get all 10 of those fights right. There you go. Yeah, I'm proud of it. But it has nothing to do with defending a decision. I don't care about that. Oh, God. If I thought Volkanovski win, I'd be screaming it from the rooftops. Good job, Joey. Certainly better than my 62.4 correct prediction ratio. Yeah, I had like a 62% for all of last year, so... don't take that into account too much. So we'll see how long it sticks that well. I've been doing good this year. UFC would have allowed it. Hey, Joey, you're doing a great job. Do you know Craig Jones beat Gilbert Burns in a BJJ match in one round? I did not know that. Bro, that 10 push-ups, John, was so dumb it cracks me up every time. That said Colby SOS. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I don't really watch Colby interviews or Colby scrums because I find him so cringe. So I've never actually heard it live. To be quite honest. Which is actually craziness, to be honest. They say, Islam is on steroid. Is using an IV, but then you hear Volk, man, Islam is not even strong. So which is it? Yeah, there you go. It could be true. It could be bull, but evidence is required to make a judgment or consideration. There you go. Well, you're saying it fits your agenda. Okay. Same thing can be easily said. No. There's no evidence to support. Oh, you're talking about the decision. It's pretty clear as day. I think anyone who understands the game of MMA, who ignores the crowd and watches the fight, I don't really think it's that crazy to say that Islam Makhachev clearly won. And I think any other fight, no one would be saying a word about this. No one would be calling it a robbery. So it is what it is. You can think what you want. I'm not going to sit here and argue it. Think it. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, guess what? Islam Makhachev got his hand raised. The right guy won. And that's it. We move on. He won. It was pretty clear. He outstruck. He won with his striking and landed the better shots in the majority of rounds and cut that fight off at 23 minutes, and it's a 50-45 win for Islam Makhachev. In my opinion, he won the first 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of round 5 as well, up until he lost it. So, should Volk fight the winner of Gaethje Fiziev? Absolutely not. Volk needs to go fight Yair Rodriguez. Why did you tweet that Volk shouldn't be pound for pound number 1? He just lost. He shouldn't be pound for pound number 1. It makes no sense. Yeah. I don't know. Islamophobia at its finest. Okay. I don't know about all that, but maybe partially. Anyone who thinks Volk won has no understanding of the unified MMA rules. I just don't get how you can think he won when he got outstruck. He got outstruck in almost every round. I won money on Cannonier beating Strickland. I didn't get to watch the fight, but heard Sean might have won. That fight was a 50-50 fight. Could have won either way. It was a coin flip. No matter which way it went, it was not a robbery. I thought Cannonier won, just barely. But it was a coin flip. Could have went either way. A lot of hitting air by Cannonier and a lot of hitting forearms by Strickland. Now I had it for Cannonier. Amen, brother. Smart guys see behind the BS evidence will come out. I will shut up till it comes out. Okay. The fight was so close to the decision went to Volk. Would you have been upset, Joey? Because in my opinion, if the decision went to Volk, I would be saying robbery or nothing. I think you could make the case both won. If Volk would have won, I would have said it was a bad decision, but I would have said it was not a robbery. Because robbery... I reserve robbery for extreme instances where in no capacity, in no realm did someone win a fight. And in this case, the judges, you have to work under the parameters that the judges work under. And that is watching it once, watching it live. So therefore, watching it live, I think there is a case to be made that 2, 3, and 5 could go to Volk. Now, when I watched it live, that's not what I did. That's not what I gave it. And I thought it was close, competitive, but I thought it was kind of clear. But I don't think it would have been the craziest decision ever. But especially, I watched it live. I've had it one way. And then when I rewatched it, I thought it was even clearer what I originally saw, to be honest. So, to answer your question, I would have not been calling it a robbery, but I would have said it was a bad decision. But, again, 2 and 3 were borderline. And watching it live once, especially with 2, it looked like Volk dropped Islam, even though he didn't. Volk versus Islam at featherweight, Joey. Who wins? Volk, for sure. Volk offered number 1 pound for pound in UFC 280. He held to Makhachev. Okay? Guys, don't let the main event deter you from the fact Mennefield and Crute are absolute bums. They need to be cut from the organization. I thought about making a video on that. I mean, I was embarrassed to watch that performance by both guys. Both guys. I mean, go back and watch the footwork. The footwork of Jimmy Crute. I honestly think you throw me in an MMA fight with 1 week's training, I think I had better footwork than Jimmy Crute in that fight. His feet were basically like this. They were so close to get. Did anybody else see that? He looked uncoordinated in the fight. Islam's a dollar store Habib, family dollar Habib, maybe. Out of 25 minutes, Volk won 1 minute. I think Volk won 2 minutes, but he also had some moments throughout. But I scored it 4.75 to 25. Joey, please share your score. I don't know what that means. I thought Islam, round by round, won the first 4 rounds, and then I thought he won the first half to 3/4 of the 5th round. So I guess I'm with you, based on percentages. When I watched it on my 70-inch TV in slow motion, I gave the first 4 rounds to Islam live. I thought Islam won 3-2. There you go. I agree with you. Okay. Was Crute Mennefield that bad? Go watch it. It was disgusting. Why Mendenfield actually throws bombs? They looked horrible. They looked horrible. They didn't look like they belonged in the UFC. They did not look like they belonged in the UFC. It was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassing performance. But it is what it is, I guess. You know, it's over and done with now, and it was a draw, so thank God for that. Neither one of those guys deserved to get their hand raised. It was an embarrassing performance. An outright embarrassing performance. And I never want to watch it again. And I never will watch it again unless I absolutely am forced to. Unless I am absolutely forced to. I can't believe these last two videos have done so well. We're almost to 8K. We're almost to 8K on the robbery video. I'm going to have to do that for every close decision now. I do basically do that for every controversial decision. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching that. Appreciate you guys watching it. Dan Hooker would say, no way you can cheat against me. There you go. Yeah, Hooker's off the piss. How well do you think Prime McGregor would do against Oliveira and Volk? Prime McGregor would lose to Prime Volk. Prime McGregor has a chance to beat Oliveira, but I think Oliveira would sub him. John, the Ali Shill Morgan. Okay. I scrolled back up because I think I missed some of these messages. Anyone? Okay, read that already. Volk versus Islam. Okay, we already read that too. Yeah, let's move on to 285 when John Jones gets exposed. We'll see. We'll see. We will find out very soon, my friend. Crude is garbage. This week's card is atrocious. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I was going to do my prediction video tonight, but then I didn't feel like it, so I just said I'm going to do my stream. I'm going to do a stream real quick. So tomorrow night I will 99% not be streaming, and I will do my prediction video, maybe one more video. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. There's a couple videos. I've been thinking about doing a video for a bit. Every pay-per-view, I'm thinking about doing a video called Top 3 Takeaways from UFC 284, UFC 285, whatever. Sub in any pay-per-view number you want, but do the top 3 takeaways and discuss the top 3 takeaways. I've even debated about still doing it for 284. I've just had so much content to pump out. I haven't had a chance. My head's been spinning. I've been having a headache. I've been staying up late. I've been sitting in my office like a recluse, just recording video after video after video after video. Thank God I bought this new computer. This thing is rendering out 4K content like it's just straight up insanity. So if you guys have been enjoying the content, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really do. I'm really just trying to keep on it, stay consistent like I have been for the last year and a half, over a year and a half. We're going to come up on the 2-year anniversary soon of the channel. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Who in this chat right now, like, what amount of subscribers did you start watching the channel at? Let me know if you remember. If you remember. Joey, we're all curious your video creation process. Do you use scripts or you use freestyle off the dome? So what I do is, I've never wrote a script for any video. What I do is essentially I go right off the dome, which I don't even like saying that. I go off the top of my head. But what I do is, when some videos, what I'll do is I'll open up an email to myself. And I'll type a bunch of bullet points, right? You know, like, for example, I'll show you what I typed. I did it for my cheating video, okay? Did Islam Makhachev cheat video. I did bullet points for that. Because there were so many bullet points I wanted to hit on. And then what I'll do is, I'll leave that email up on the screen. I'll read that email a couple times. No, hold on. I'm backtracking real quick. Once I type out all the bullet points that I want to hit, I reorganize them in a way that I think fits the video. Then what I do is I'll read it a couple times. And sometimes the sentences don't even necessarily make sense. But a lot of times I'll end a video and I forgot to mention a couple things. That's happened to me even with still doing these notes. And I would say for these notes, I do that maybe, I would say 1 out of every 10 videos, maybe 2 out of 10 videos, something like that. But anyway, I'll read you the notes for the Makhachev cheating video. I have intro. Then I have Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski close decision. Dan Hooker, a teammate of Volk. Pass between Islam and Hooker. The fight between Islam and Hooker. Obviously all these things, some of these things are just like 10-second things, but I just want to remember them. IV banned by USADA, prohibited, blah, 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 blah. Dan Hooker tweets. Thoughts on the Dan Hooker tweets? Dan Hooker was out drinking. Is there any evidence? What happens if it's proven? Suspension? Is there a suspension? Is it a no contest? Mention the Paulo Costa, or I just put Paulo Costa. Would Islam be stripped? And at the end, I put sum everything up. So that is the most I've ever done. It's just a couple bullet points. And most of the time, once I read it a couple times, once I type it out and then read it twice, I usually don't need it. But I have it on screen in case I want to look down. So there you go. That's my process. I've never wrote a script though. I would just feel weird reading a script. I like to just go right off the top of my head. But I always, no matter what, even if I don't take any bullet points, I always have an idea where I want to go in my head with the video before I even start it. Before I even start it, I have an idea. Even if it's only 4 things, I already know where am I starting, where do I want to end up, what's the most important information. Because, and I've talked about this on streams before, I never want you to be watching a video of mine and think, oh, he's just talking to talk. There is a lot of YouTubers out there, and I'm not just saying MMA YouTubers, I'm just talking about in general, where you'll be watching a video and you're like, this guy's just talking to talk. This shit doesn't even matter. Everything that I have in my video, I think is important to have in the video. And that's why it's in the video. I don't ever want anyone watching my video to feel like I'm just killing time to extend the length of the video. I want everything to be clear, to be understandable, and to be important, valuable information. And sometimes I do like over-explain a little bit. But I hate watching a video. This is from my personal consumption of YouTube. I hate watching a video and feel like I'm out of the loop on something. So that's why I'll kind of like hurry up 15 seconds, explain, Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkanovski, controversial decision. Even though everyone already knows that, I just like to say it anyway. Some people might not know that. I like to be a channel that any MMA fan can watch, no matter if you're the most casual of casuals or you're the most hardcore of hardcores. And so I'll do that sometimes, but I try to make it very, very quick. And I'll say, I have an entire video. If you want to know more about this, I'll link it down in the description, which I do quite a bit. So I hope that answers your question. Is Crute still ranked? I hope not. Okay, now where was I at? I don't even know where I was at, guys. I have no idea where I was at. The first video I saw was UFC 261 predictions. That's crazy. That's like 1 month into my channel, I believe. Yeah, that's like 3 weeks into my channel. So did you subscribe after the first video you saw? Dom Data was around 800. Appreciate you. I'm going to read all these messages in a second. I'm going to go back to where I was and try to catch up. Crute is garbage. Was Crute Blanchfield that bad? Yes, I agree with Ariel that Islam says he's the greatest is putting a lot of people off when he barely escaped getting the Ortega treatment from Volk. Dude, the ground and pound at the end of the fight wasn't even that crazy. I don't understand why people act like it was about to get TKO'd. That's not even remotely close to reality. Islam officially landed 0 ground strikes. Well, that's completely incorrect, but okay. Where's the best place to go rewatch a fight? There's no really best place, but I guess ESPN Plus. This weekend's card is legit a one-fight card. It's the main event. What an absolute embarrassment. I know the fact that you got Jordan Wright in a co-main event. How come it's not getting any attention how Zubaira Tukhugov got robbed? Because people don't care as much, but he did get robbed for sure. I'm calling it right now, Aljo versus Henry for the 288 main event. Okay. A dollar store Habib could beat one of the greatest featherweights of all time. Islam might be better than Habib. I don't think Islam is better than Habib, but I've always said that. You will get much respect and views. Do a full breakdown of Zubaira Tukhugov fight. I don't know, man, if I really got time to do it. I don't know if anyone's going to watch it. But maybe. If I have time, I'll do it. John is going to beat Cyril at his own game. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really, really looking forward to that matchup. Islam is innocent until proven guilty. Agreed. However, I question myself as to why Dan Hooker would risk litigation because he doesn't think he'll risk any He thinks he can say it without being penalized. I like that idea a lot. I'm assuming that's the takeaways for the pay-per-views. Name top 5 lightweights in the world at the moment. Like, you want me to name the top on the rankings? It's Islam, Dustin Poirier, Beneil Dariush. Islam is the champion, so it would be 6. Dustin Poirier, Beneil Dariush, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler. Who am I missing? Who am I missing right now? Who would be number 6? I'm trying to think who would actually be in the rankings. So it would be Islam Makhachev, Justin Gaethje, or Islam Makhachev, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira. And now I'm forgetting someone. I didn't mention Charles Oliveira before. So the first time I named it, but now I'm missing somebody again. I'm missing someone again. And I can't think of who it is. So Islam Makhachev, Dustin Poirier, Beneil Dariush, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, and Charles Oliveira. Okay, I forgot Beneil Dariush the second time. I forgot Charles Oliveira the first time. I'm an idiot. Justin's been following since 6K. Jack says 4K, 4K. Twizzy says 3K. I've never spammed in anyone's chat. That's weird, but people do that. Somewhere around 2K just before Islam Bobby Green. That's insanity. Been watching for 11 months. Fair enough, fair enough. It doesn't matter what guys like Islam and Usman accomplish. People just don't want to like them. Agreed. I didn't know the count, but started watching when I saw your reaction to Usman Edwards too. So did you watch the live fight watch along, or did you just happen to go see the reaction somewhere? I started watching your channel when I saw you were one of the few didn't drink the Kool-Aid with Herder Volk got robbed. So you just found the channel. That's interesting. Thanks for giving us a look behind the scenes. Started watching. Are the rumors? No. I'm not taking anyone's place on anything. It's like a fine artist, you've lost your mind to the craft. There you go. Don't get me starting on MMA farting. Yeah. Hey, Chris Dawkins, can you do something for me? I don't know who you're talking to. So I subscribed very soon after. I remember watching because that was the first one back with the crowd. Yup, it was. Damage trumps everything. You were right, and Islam Makhachev did more damage, so you are right on that. Islam won the fight. Why is Hooker trying to talk about the IV? What does he gain from this? At best, nothing. At worst, a lawsuit. Let Volk and his camp talk directly about it. He just looks like a salty bitch. That's what he looks like. Once again, Joey, the fans who are shitting on Islam are, of course, Colby fans. That is true. Habib used to beat dudes like they stole his family heirloom. Islam is a more technical, less aggression. Yeah, very true. I think Volk won, and I'm a fan of this city kickboxing fighters. I do not believe Dan, to be honest. There you go. Dan Hooker was many drinks deep. I know, I mentioned that in my video. Joey, when I get a job, I'm going to become a member. I appreciate it, man. No pressure. No pressure. Yeah, and Rafael Fiziev. I know Rafael Fiziev is up there. Did you hear Chael's point that if Islam is getting IV, he's bringing his own nurse, not hire? Exactly. Any of those guys could have gave him an IV. It makes no sense. Were you surprised Conor congratulated Islam? I did not see that. Those little shots were probably what popped Islam's right eye, maybe. I think Volk already read that. Dan Hooker, yeah, read that. Fiziev, Joey, what are you doing if they make Beneil versus Olives? They should have give the shot to Louisiana. Oh my God, dude, I hope not. Dustin Poirier does not deserve to fight Islam Makhachev. Absolutely not. Unequivocally, Dustin Poirier does not deserve another title shot. And I don't want to see it. Islam Makhachev will probably take him down and sub him. If he gets his back like he got Chandler, not like he got Chandler's back, like he got, how did I forget Volkanovski's name that quick? If he gets his back like he got Volkanovski's back, it's done for Dustin Poirier. So I would make a video shitting on it. Were you surprised? Okay, read that. Michael Chandler, Charles, Rafa's number 6. Dariush. Let me look up the actual rankings. I wasn't saying them in a particular order. I was just giving you who was in the top 6. So who did I name? Okay, so I did name the entire top 5. It's Islam, Charles Oliveira, Dustin, Justin, Beneil, Michael Chandler. Yeah, I knew Rafael Fiziev would be like number 6 or 7. Thoughts on O'Malley overall as a fighter? Do you think he's a future champion? I think he's a very good fighter. I think he got a robbery win over Petr Yan. I think it was one of the worst robberies I've ever seen. And I just think that a lot of people are super high on him just because he beat Petr Yan. And really, he lost that fight. He really lost that fight. But nonetheless, it proved that Sean O'Malley does belong in the top 10 of the UFC bantamweight division, which is a sick division full of talent. So he's definitely one of the best fighters in the world. How good? I don't know. I do not believe he will be champion. I believe he will lose to Aljamain Sterling. I believe he will lose to Henry Cejudo. I believe he will lose to Petr Yan again if he fights him. Could he beat Chito Vera? Yes, I think he can beat Chito Vera. But it's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough. But, I mean, if somehow O'Malley can stuff Aljamain Sterling's takedowns, Sean O'Malley would school Aljamain Sterling on the feet if he's not worried about the takedown. Should we take Hooker serious? No. 1 to 2K, appreciate you. Do you remember everyone calling a robbery when Usman beat Colby in the second fight? Yes. People scream robbery anytime a fighter that they don't like wins. It's so annoying. It's actually really, really annoying. They're going to make Volk look bad. I agree. Dan Hooker beats a guy who dragged his ass, and all of a sudden he thinks he can talk shit about the champ. Do you think Jalen Turner will be champ in the future? In my opinion, I think so. It's tough. The lightweight division is so sick, but I think he's going to be a contender, but is he going to be a champion? I'm going to say no. But he may. I agree calling the second fight a robbery against Colby was crazy. Yeah. Chael would know. Do your thing. Okay. Do you think Pereira becomes 4-0 against Izzy? I think Izzy gets brutally KO'd this time around. No. Nope. I think Izzy wins at UFC 287. Rear naked choke again for Poirier. Yeah. Poirier loses rear naked choke. Is Dustin implying he wants a title shot? I have not heard that. I have not heard that whatsoever, but it's possible. It's very, very possible, but I hope not. I very much hope not because, yeah, I don't want to see that. I have no desire to see that. I hope that does not happen. That would be an embarrassment to the sport, to be quite honest. I think the UFC is going to wait and hope that Conor McGregor can fight for the belt now. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me. Poirier only probably 1 win away from a title shot. Poirier's only fought once since losing to Charles, right? But it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Poirier only beat Michael Chandler. He only fought once in 2022. That's super unfortunate. He fought Michael Chandler at 281. It's crazy that was that long ago now. I don't think Poirier even wants a title shot. He never called out Islam. I think he wants Gaethje 2 or Fiziev if he wins. Yeah, if I was him, I wouldn't want that fight. Will Ali try to sue him? Absolutely not. Volk is strong because Islam had a little trouble taking him down, keeping him down. Volk might be stronger than most of the 55ers. I agree. Bisping said after the fight, Bisping will likely be next for a title shot. He definitely a company man. That's probably who they're trying to push. I think Islam wants Benny. Dude, I swear if they give Dustin a title shot, I'm going to riot. I'm going to riot. I'm fairly new. The first video I saw was your breakdown of Charles versus Islam at 280. Horrible breakdown. Horrible prediction, not a horrible breakdown. I thought Hooker had evidence. No, there's no evidence. From what I've seen, fighters do better when they move up in weight. Seems like it. Am I crazy to think Chandler is overrated? His 2 wins against bums. I would say no, because I watched a lot of Chandler's career in Bellator, and I think he does deserve respect for what he put in at Bellator. But he probably is a bit overrated. Too many grapplers in 35 for Sean. Agreed. Rafael Fiziev is about to be number 3 very soon. Agreed. I think Rafael Fiziev could beat Islam. I don't know if I'd pick him just yet, but it's very, very possible that I would. I've been a big believer in Rafael Fiziev. I am a really, real believer in Rafael Fiziev. Am I okay? How much do you want to bet Arman steps in to fight Jalen Turner? Would not surprise me, and that'd be a banger of a fight. Then they want to change the rules in favor of the loser because their guy didn't win. Seems like it. Should judges be able to score around a draw if it's super close? Yes. In that case, I think you should do maybe 3 a draw, and then 1, 2, and 4 for Islam. There you go. But you could do 2 a draw as well. Islam versus Volk 2, Islam versus Dustin. Yes, I agree with that. Who's a better technical striker, Volk or Jan? Jan. Jan is just next level with his technical striking ability. Dude's world class for sure. Our boy James refused to believe that many people are calling the fight a robbery. All you need to do is look at the comments. Well, what's he saying exactly? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't paid attention. Mr. Joey, after Conor, can you name your current top 5? I don't know what you mean by that. You're going to have to be more specific. You want me to name how I would rank my top 5 lightweights? Is that what you're asking? Let me know. Making Chandler versus Conor at 155 should be clear. They want Conor to call out Islam. Agreed. Dustin should have to fight Arman if he wants a title shot. Agreed. Dustin should have to win 2 more fights to get a title shot, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, that's what should happen. Give me 1 second. It's hard to believe, guys. We're almost to UFC 285 already. That's wild to me. Does Cyril Gane even reach the belt in your opinion? Maybe. It's tough to say, man. He could beat Jones. We don't know what Jones is showing up, though. I will say yes at some point. Cyril Gane's still young. I think he'll touch the belt at some point. He already touched the belt, really. He was an interim belt champion. I'd like to see Dariush beat Charles because he deserves a shot. Respect for staying active. I want to see Dariush fight Islam. Joey, don't forget Fiziev is also from the Caucasus Mountains, so he has a wrestling base. Yeah, I mean, he looked very good against RDA, but RDA is a different animal. But, dude, Fiziev, if he can keep it standing with Islam, it would be crazy. What do you think about guys that fight 1-2 times per year, especially when the guys like Cowboy and Holland fought 4 times? Yeah, but look how that works out for him. I wish guys would fight about 3 times per year. That would be what I would prefer. Do you think Gaethje Chin is melted after Charles? I mean, he sat out for a while. By the time he fights, he's going to be out close to a year, so he'll probably be all right. I just don't understand how people can hate on Islam. He was striking most of the match and said he wants no easy fights. Exactly. It sucks because I have to wait 30 days until I can watch Volk versus Islam on ESPN Plus. That does suck. Did Sean O'Malley outstrike Jan? Be honest, bro. No, he did not. Jan landed the better shots. Even in round 3, after that knee, when O'Malley tried to swarm him, none of those punches really landed. So those stats, you can say, oh, the stats this, the stats that. No, absolutely not. O'Malley lost that fight. O'Malley knows he lost that fight. Everyone knows he lost that fight. The people who are pretending he didn't play in revisionist history. Your top 5 overall after Conor. Well, Conor's not on the list, so I can't give you that. Best strikers of each division: Moreno, Piotr, Volk, Fiziev, Leon, Izzy, Hill, Gane. For me, it's probably Moreno, Piotr, Yair, Fiziev, Leon, Izzy, probably Hill. I'm trying to think. And Gane. You're probably right. Michael Chandler disrespected Sarukian like he doesn't know who he is. Yeah, that's a clown move. That's a clown move for sure. Guys, if you have not liked this stream yet, scroll down and hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. It's completely free. We got 75 people in the chat. We have 38 likes on the stream. Guys, come on now. Like the stream. It helps promote the channel and the algorithm. If you guys want me to keep posting 1 million videos per day, Holy shit. I just seen something, and that's crazy to me. I just seen something to me, and that's crazy. I just seen Full Send MMA. I googled something about Volk, or YouTube something about Volk and Islam. They released a video an hour ago, and it only has 300 views. Damn, that channel must be doing terribly. Islam and Arman are the best in the division. I don't know. There's a lot of great fighters in that division. There's a lot of great fighters in the division. By the way, who would even watch Full Send MMA? In my opinion, I would never watch that garbage, but I just happen to see it. Jones is going to take him down, control him, ground and pound. Jones is going to kill Cyril's knees with those side kicks. It would not shock me if Jones goes out there and strikes with Cyril Gane and wins. Would not shock me. There's already a YouTube video on Volk Islam fighting. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, you can watch it somewhere. Islam moves up after 2 more defenses, then Volk moves up and have a banger of a 55 division. Dude, Islam's not going to be successful at welterweight, in my opinion. After Volk and Yair fight, if Max wins again, will he get a chance at the belt? Ideally, Allen should win to have new contenders. I also throw Topuria loser between Max and Arnold Allen. No, I hope Topuria... I hope Topuria fights somebody in the meantime and earns himself a title shot. Fights Brian Ortega, and then he's next in line after Yair. I think Sergey will be the next heavyweight champ. I think he beats both Gane and Jones. Dude, Sergey doesn't really have grappling. I think Jones would take him down. Okay, he lost, but he got outstruck. Who? What are you talking about? Yeah, he got outstruck and he lost. Bro, I'm not watching Volk versus Islam in trash quality on YouTube. Yeah, I agree. I would just wait. Wait it out. Or find someone that bought it on ESPN Plus and ask them to use their login to watch it after the fact. Because if you bought the pay-per-view, you can watch it after the fact. What's up, experts? What's going on? What's going on, man? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. I hope everything's going well for you on the channel. I stopped by for like a few minutes earlier. I think I did send a message in the chat, so you know I was there. But I hope everything's going well. I actually saw that, and I was like, you know what? I might stream in a bit. And then maybe like a half hour, 45 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump on stream. I'm dedicated to the channel. That's for sure. I'm dedicated. I got to catch up to you, man. I got to catch up to you. I seen you hit I seen you hit 13K subscribers, man. I got to catch up. I'm like, I got to double my subscriber count to catch up with you, man. So we'll see. Not that it's a competition. I'm not saying that at all. But I just think it would be cool. Angela Hill impression? No. Everyone says Colby destroyed Masvidal. While Colby clearly won, it wasn't a pure domination. Masvidal stopped many takedowns. Yeah, but it was a clear-cut victory for Colby. Outside of that one big shot, there wasn't much from Masvidal. I can't believe the line for Burns Masvidal. Masvidal could easily catch him. I agree. But, yeah, I don't really pay too close attention to the lines. Josh Emmett won the Journeyman title. That's for sure. Dude, I knew Yair was going to wreck him with the kicks. Wreck him with the kicks badly. I thought it was going to be a step-in knee KO. I was hoping he was going to fly in knee KO. And when he landed that flying knee, I was hoping that was going to put him out. So at least I was partially correct. He landed a knee for the KO. Great underrated channel. I don't know if you're talking about me or not, but if you are, thank you. I seen a video on my home YouTube page, and they're saying they're working on an immediate rematch. Probably not. It's probably clickbait. Remember, no one was calling robbery when Dustin beat Max. That was a close fight, and Max moved up. I don't think that was as close. Thomas said this, and I agree. Topuria's really good, but gets hit a lot. Yeah, I want to see Topuria fight Ortega while Volk fights Yair, and if Topuria beats Ortega, then that's when we get the fight. We get Topuria versus the winner of Yair versus Volk. But if Volk loses, you're going to get an immediate rematch. Islam already said he has trouble with welterweights, except it seems he beats Bilal. Okay, fair enough. That's Congressman Masvidal to you. I forgot Congressman Masvidal. Burns beat the piss out of Masvidal, and he'll lose like 3 more fights before getting KO'd by JP in boxing. Yeah, I think Burns wins, but I do understand that he is a bit chinny. And Masvidal does have knockout power. So I think that's what a lot of people are specifying, but I think Burns wins pretty handedly. What 55ers can Volk beat at the top of the division? In my opinion, I think he beats Dustin, Gaethje, Benny, Olives, and Chandler. It's going to sound crazy. A lot of those matchups are going to be tough for him. If he's getting outstruck by Islam Makhachev, I think he gets outstruck by Dustin Poirier. I hate to say this. I think Dustin Poirier probably beats Volk. Does he beat Justin Gaethje? Probably beats Justin Gaethje just because Justin Gaethje's so reckless. But I don't necessarily love his chances against Justin Gaethje either. I think he beats Beneil Dariush. I think he probably chins Chandler because Chandler's extra chinny. I think he loses to Fiziev, and I'll say he beats Oliveira. But it's tough to say, to be honest. It's really tough to say. Just got in the stream opinion on allegations. I go through it heavily in the first 30 minutes. But until there's evidence proving or providing some type of factual basis for the claims, they're meaningless. They're meaningless, and it just comes off as City Kickboxing looking like a bunch of salty bums, essentially. How is Blanchfield ranked number 10? She's clearly like number 2 or 3 because she hasn't really fought anyone yet. Emmett looked like a corpse at the weigh-in show that he did. It was a submission. I didn't say it wasn't a submission. If you're talking about Yair. Oh, I forgot we have to call Masvidal Congressman Masvidal from now on. Yeah, that is true. Is he spotted in Dagestan preparing for the Pereira rematch? Could you imagine? I could imagine. You can't even compare Till's takedown and Masvidal. Till's is terrible. Dude, Till has horrendous takedowns. What I witnessed against Dricus du Plessis was horrible. Horrible takedown defense. I can't believe, I knew Dana White was unhinged when he said that Darren Till's stock went up after he lost to Dricus du Plessis. That was my thought process. I thought Dana was unhinged and losing his mind at that point. I mean, I think Darren Till looked horrendous. Versus Dricus du Plessis. And anyone saying his stock went up, I don't know what you were watching because Dricus du Plessis is probably the worst ranked fighter we've ever seen in the middleweight division. It's crazy. It's crazy. What's up, Merk Lee? Thank you for the 12 months of membership. You should have like a membership super chat if you want to send it. You should have like a highlighted message. Probably have a couple of them at this point. I don't know if you ever used them or not. But you don't need to use them anyway. I usually if I see the member's message, I try to read the member's message. Dustin Max was a great fight, but it was not close. It was competitive. It was not close. I agree. Islam won round 1, 2, 3, 4 very easily. Yeah, I kind of agree. I scored the first 4 for Islam. Hamzat versus Rob, Bilal versus Colby. Those need to be made right now. I want Hamzat Colby still. Who would you pick to win? Amir Albazi versus Muhammad Makhachev? I'd probably go Makhachev. Albazi did not look great in his last fight against a guy making his debut. Yeah. Yair looked like a Taekwondo teacher. Dude, Yair looked incredible. Emmett looked... Okay, read that. Bro, Craig Jones training with Izzy may be a difference in Pereira. Izzy too? Maybe. Poirier KOs Volk. Dude, if you're getting outstruck by Islam, and I know he was worried about the takedown early, and maybe that's why he was getting outstruck, but dude, Poirier's striking is next level. If Poirier could stuff the takedowns of Islam, Poirier would beat Islam up on the feet. And Poirier does have decently heavy hands, I agree. Volk beats most ranked lightweights? Maybe. What's up, Joey? How was your day? My day was good. How was yours? I wish Colby and Hamzat would fight. I agree. Everyone shitting on Islam in the comments aren't Aussie fans. They are from places like West Virginia and Indiana. Maybe. I actually didn't hear that. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Maybe the Dana White saying Darren Till's stock went up. Yeah, that's horrendous. If Jan somehow loses to Merab, do you think he moves up to 55? He's going to move up 2 weight classes? I think you mean 45, but no, I don't. I don't think he does. Saul Tough McGregor recap and baffled how the relations destroyed between Dillashaw and Team Alpha Male, and Connor and Artem. That is crazy. That is crazy to think about it. Boy, how the times change. I wonder if I just sat here just drinking water for the next 20 minutes, how many viewers would stay around? It's crazy. I know people don't realize this watching. I don't know how anybody streams for a long period of time and isn't drinking like 4 bottles of water. When I did my live fight stream for 284 recently, this past Saturday, I think I drank 4.5 bottles of water while I was streaming. Talking for long periods of time, your mouth gets so dry. It's craziness. I mean, I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes already. I thought I was going to be on here for like an hour, but it is what it is. It's late as hell. I don't know how this happens to me every day and every night. Time just flies by. I'll wake up in the morning. Next thing you know, it's 7 o'clock at night. I jump on stream. Next thing I know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what's going on with life. Time just flies by. Do you see DJ or Francis ever returning to the UFC? Maybe. Unlikely though. Definitely not DJ, but maybe Francis. Khabib should have at least been the corner for a title fight at least. Maybe, but I guess he didn't want to. Poirier could beat Islam. I hate to say it, but if he pairs how Volk did, he would beat Islam. If he could stuff the takedown. Dana White lost his shit. I agree. It's true to go to profile pics of guys talking about robberies or wearing camo clothes while hunting. Okay. They need to beg Cyborg to come back. Nah, she's getting too old. I have diabetes. This happens to me. What, being thirsty from talking for hours? Yeah, I don't think I have diabetes. I don't really eat anything with sugar, so. Or not much. You know, there's certain foods that obviously have sugars in them, but it's not like I'm sitting here. I don't drink soda. So I doubt that is what I have. I just think it's talking for long periods of time. If you talk for hours on end. I drank. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. I've drank a half a bottle of water. Or no, I've actually drank a bottle and a half of water. I drank this when I started. So yeah. It does, Joey, before you know it, John Jones is going to be walking out. That is true. Threat of the takedown isn't really an excuse, just part of the game. If you're facing Islam, his striking has just improved a lot more for sure. Agreed. His striking has advanced very much. One of these days, Joey will fall asleep on stream. Maybe the next PFL stream. Maybe. I don't see Dustin suffering high-level takedowns. Stuffing high-level takedowns. I agree. Joey, every time I listen to you, I believe you would make a true broadcaster in this sport. You clean, uncaught, and always real. But Joey, we're about going to World War III, and it's not even no doubt about it. Hopefully not. You can be skinny and have diabetes. I know that. Do you drink tea or coffee? I do drink tea. I've never drank coffee. But, Joey, I'm not saying you have it, but you know you can get. Yes, I do know you can get it. I don't have it. Calm down. Just because I drink a lot of water. I've been drinking. If I have it, then I've had it for 2 years now while I've been on stream, and it only happened to me once I started streaming. All I pretty much drink is water. For the most part, I drink water. That's it. Nate Diaz, but appreciate you guys. I'll get it checked out. Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier. Thoughts? Dustin would mop the floor with him. Nobody's betting against Islam. Maybe. I don't know. People might want to bet against him now. Now that, he looks human. Instead of praising Volk for his badass performance, people would rather shit on Islam. Agreed. Both Islam and Volk should be praised for their performances. Thank you for becoming a member, Conroy. I appreciate your support, my friend. I appreciate your support. It means a lot. If you want to jump on Discord, you can. If not, there's a bunch of extra live streams for members only. And you get a loyalty badge next to your name. And also, you get custom emojis to use in the chat as well as the comments. But thank you for being a member. I greatly appreciate you. If anybody else wants to become a member, the link is in the description. It's $3 a month, and I really do appreciate the support. Thank you again, Conroy. My man jumps in the chat and is like, you know what? I'm going to become a member of the channel. Appreciate it. Thoroughly appreciate it. Now dude's telling me I have an STD. I don't have an STD either. All right. we got the online we got the same people that are saying Islam has a bruise on his arm in a picture. Come on Tuesday. Remember when organizations were fighting over signing Kayla Harrison? Now she's hiding. Gage with the goat emoji, I think. I hope Volk versus Islam rematch so soon because Volk is 35 now. I hope they rematch next year. All right, good bro. Health first. That is true. Drink a lot of water is good for you. Yep. Yeah. It's crazy, though. It really is crazy when you sit here and talk for a long period of time. It's like your mouth just gets dry as hell. Dry as hell. And I also have, this definitely doesn't help me either. One side of my nose, I have a deviated septum on. So I actually need to eventually get a surgery for it to unclog one side of my nose. So that doesn't help either. Conroy, thank you for the $10 donation. Thank you for being real. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate your donation. My man's becoming a member. My man's sending out super chats. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for your support, man. Thank you for the $10. And I appreciate you recognizing the channel is real. The channel will always be real. So we'll always stay that way. No matter how many subs we can get 10,000, we can get 100,000. I promise you one thing, this channel will stay the same in terms of I'm not going to worry about pissing off certain fans and try to cater to cult-like followings of fans so I get extra subscribers. I bet you if I sat there and, deep-throated Sean O'Malley and Conor McGregor, I bet you I have 10,000 subs by now. Has an interim champion ever defended their belt? Yes. I don't know how many times, but I think Renan Barão did. Ortega gave more problems on the ground than Islam did. Ortega, yeah, that is true. That is true. But that was like one instance, though. That was like one instance. Okay, where were we at? Colby's always thirsty. Drink lots of water. It's good for you. Volk is still pound for pound number one. We talked about it earlier in the stream. I think it's just because Islam was hyped as Khabib 2.0, so anything but domination seems as disappointing. I agree. Joe, what do you think of Taco Bell? I don't eat Taco Bell. My restaurant of choice is Chick-fil-A. That's my restaurant of choice. I've told you guys multiple times. If I get fast food out, that's where I get it. Okay, read that. Ortega gave more problems on the ground than Islam did. Read that. Is it time for UFC to cut Shane Young? Maybe. We'll see. Joey, how did you become such a pussy magnet? That's just the way I was born, man. Charles was very active during the time he faced Islam and got dropped in those bouts. I do think a good time off put up a much better fight. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think if Charles goes out there and wins a fight or two, I think he should get a rematch. Right now, I'm not eager to see it, but in the future, I would be down to see it for sure. For sure, 100% down to see it. I'm back sicker than anything. I hope you feel better. Chase or Tori, I hope you feel better. Joey's definitely the best on YouTube. Thank you for the kind words. I'll take the compliment. Is UFC cutting Parker Porter? No. I think they just like to have like some heavyweights just to fill some spots on cards. I do not believe they'll cut him, but they may. But in my opinion, doubtful. Very doubtful that they cut him. But maybe. Did Jamie Malarkey win his fight? Who did Malarkey just fight? I don't even remember, to be honest. I watched it, but I don't remember. Yeah, he won his fight. Yup. I know he won, but I thought you were asking like based on the decision. But yeah, it was a fairly clean-cut decision. I respect you, Joey. I love your MMA takes. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you enjoy it. Renan Barão had maybe the worst fall off of all time. Dude, Renan Barão fell off a cliff with the help of EPO TJ Dillashaw just beating the brakes off of him. No, it was 2 submissions, yeah, but it was within a 30, 45-second period. It was a mounted guillotine followed by the triangle choke. Very soon afterwards. Ortega just caught him in transitional spaces. That's what happened there. How far can Ian Gary go? I think he'll be a top 15 guy. Maybe. I don't think he'll ever be champion, but he still has a lot of time to improve. Oliveira needs to work on the fight IQ. He could have did what Volk did to Islam. Yeah, I think he was just super. I don't know. I don't know. He clinched up with him for no reason. He should have been more. He should have been more careful. Easy for me to say. But Charles Oliveira just has one style, and it's just move forward and throw crazy shots. And unfortunately, he got clipped, and he got put down, and then he got subbed. So that's just the way it goes, I guess. That's just the way it goes. Congressman Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns. I got Gilbert Burns by domination. Jamie called out Patty that he did. Is Jay Perrin with the UFC? No, he got cut. Yeah, Jamie did call out Patty Pimblett, a.k.a. Eustace, the dad from Courage the Cowardly Dog, called out Patty Pimblett. All right, well, how many subs did Islam get off? It depends what you consider a sub. When fighters miss weight in 2 separate weight classes, it's a discipline problem. Agreed. When is Alexander Volkanovski coming back? I don't know, but I would like to see him back. I predict him to be the champion at the end of 2022. Obviously, that didn't work out. But I would like to see him return and get a big fight in his return. Maybe do the Jan rematch. Is Patty Pimblett the most undeserving fighter of his spot? What do you mean of his spot? Based on skill? Just the hype that he's getting? Yes. Next week's card is dog shit? I agree. Next week's card is dog shit. Got to be up early, have a good stream. Appreciate you, Gage. Appreciate you. I think they should cut Zubari, even though he won, he missed weight twice. And he technically lost, so they probably should cut him. Yeah, who's lurking in the stream? If you're lurking in the stream right now, post something in the chat. I would like to know who's lurking. Rockage versus Hill. Dude, I would pick Rockage in that matchup. As long as Rockage isn't super compromised from the injury, which is always a possibility, I would like to see him. I would like to see that fight. But it's going to be tough. It would be tough to return to against a guy like Jamal Hill. It would be very, very tough. Who would you match Pimblett up with next? I don't know. I don't know. If it was up to me, I'd match him up with Jalen Turner. But that's not realistic. I'd probably match him up with Tony Ferguson and pray that he beats him. People need to realize that Volk stands team and would not let them accuse Islam of cheating without proof. Well, why wouldn't they put the proof out then? We all need Aspinall and Rockage back, I know. If Patty cleaned up his striking, he would be an elite fighter. No, he wouldn't. His grappling isn't even that good. And that's his strong suit. Rockage versus Prohaska. I'm probably taking Rockage. Blachowicz was out striking Rockage. Early he was, but Rockage was starting to come back. And he was starting to out-grapple him as well. Do you think Islam cheated? We have no evidence to prove it. People posting, unknown images online, we have no idea. I think Magomed beats Hill, but might lose to Yuri, and Yuri might lose to Hill. I pick Hill to beat Magomed, and then Yuri to beat Hill. But I understand what you're saying. They're tough fights to pick. Yo, Joey, sorry I'm late. Better late than never. What about Pimblett versus Gordon 2, fight night main event, 5 rounds? That should not. If that's the main event of a card, I'm not watching that card. That's a garbage main event. But I understand what you're saying. I wouldn't have a problem if they booked that fight. They're not booking that. They're not booking that. They don't want him to lose. Jarrett Gordon's clearly better. No, it was swinging in Blachowicz's favor than the injury. No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. If my memory serves correct, it was starting to favor Rockets. He like out-grappled him, I think, in the second round. But my memory might be wrong. I'll have to go back and watch that one again soon. If Khabib returns to coaching, will it affect Islam's future fight outcomes? Maybe. I'm not going to put all that much stock into Khabib and being a coach. I'm not going to put that much stock in it. Listen, guys, we got 92 people in stream. If we get 80 likes on the stream, I'll go for 2 hours. If we get 80 likes on the stream. We got almost 60 likes now. So if everyone in the stream liked the stream, we can easily get to 80 likes. So like the stream, and we'll do 2 hours. We'll do 2 hours. It's not that hard. So if you guys want a 2-hour stream, like the stream. We already got almost 60. So we need 20 more likes. There you go. And we'll go for 2 hours. No, was swinging. Okay, read that. Can you leave this up? I'm trying to watch later. Yeah, I'll probably leave it up. Do you watch the PFL playoffs here and there? How good do you think Yanez is? I think he's pretty good. I think he's pretty solid. I don't know if he's going to be the elite of the elite, but I think he has good power, good striking, good technical ability, good variety of attack. But I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with the elite of the elite in the division. He's not beating a guy like Petr Yan. He's not beating. I don't even think he's beating Chito Vera. So, I can see Yair KO and Volk if it stays on the feet. I agree, which is craziness because Volk's stock is higher than ever. But dude, Yair's kicks are just unbelievable. Crazy how many people are praying for Islam's downfall. I agree. Khabib directs Islam on how to grapple. Islam seems lost without him. Maybe. Volk's biggest weakness is head kicks. I don't know about all that. But did anybody else notice? It seemed like Islam had a reach advantage even though he didn't. It's because of the straight punches. I think that's the disadvantage. I think it's the jabs. I think it's the straight shots. And Yair's hands have gotten much better. I think it's the straight shots that are Volk's weakness. You think Andre Muniz can become the middleweight champ? No, absolutely not. He's decent, but he's not going to become middleweight champion whatsoever. I don't see that happening. Volk is still pound for pound number one. Islam cheated. That absolutely means nothing. Those two things do not correlate. And it makes zero sense that he's still pound for pound number one. But Jack Della Maddalena is ranked number 14 now. I don't know if anyone saw that. I like how somehow John Jones overtook Yuri Prohaska in the pound for pound. Pound for pound is so garbage. It's straight up garbage, guys. Anybody see this transformation from Mark Coleman? Dude, I remember when Mark Coleman was straight up jacked. Let me look him up. Mark Coleman Prime. Dude, Mark Coleman was jacked at one point in time. Unbelievably jacked. Dude was definitely on the roids. Imagine fighting Mark Coleman back then. It's sad. He looks so old now. It's crazy how it works. Crazy how bad Fedor looked. Getting beat up by Ryan Bader on your way out. That's embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. To get beat up by... I mean, look what Fedor did. Let's look up Fedor Emelianenko. How many fights did he lose on his way out? What Bellator did to Fedor wasn't just outright wrong. He lost 3 out of his last 7, which isn't horrific. But all 3 of the losses, he got brutally TKO'd. Twice by Ryan Bader, once by Matt Mitrione. It's sad, man. People just kept milking him and milking him. Pause. And just milking the name. Just milking the name of Fedor. For, you know, the legend that he built in Pride. There was no reason he should have been fighting Ryan Bader again for the heavyweight belt. Just because he beat Timothy Johnson 2 years ago. It's crazy he only has 7 losses on his record, though. But at one point, he lost 3 in a row. He got the shit beat at him by Antonio Bigfoot Silva. He got subbed by Fabricio Werdum, which was his first loss. I got to look this up. I remember Werdum celebrating like crazy. I remember Werdum celebrating like crazy when he submitted him. Fedor Emelianenko, Fabricio Werdum. This was the first time he lost, and dude, Werdum was just so lightning fast with the arm bars, and Fedor was beating him up too. And somehow just rolling around. Fabricio just locked up a triangle armbar combination, I believe. Yeah, he's got a triangle here. And just, dude, he's just cinching it up, pulling the ankle deep into the knee. And Fedor's trying to get off of it, trying to get out of it. And then he starts wrenching the elbow. Dude, and Fedor does the little one-time tap. That's the first time Fedor lost in a very long time. Imagine being the guy that KO'd him back in 2000. I wonder if you can even find this fight. I know I'm going off on a random thing, but I wonder if you can even find that fight. Oh, here it is. Apparently rematched him at some point. Oh, he clipped him and the eye started bleeding. What was it, a doctor's TKO? That's crazy. Dude's always had the same body. Okay, now we're done with that. We don't need that anymore. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way to go as an MMA. You stick around long enough, and you just get beat up. And your legend dies. Joey, the rankings didn't update for me. Where are you looking? I don't know where the media gets it. It's being posted around online. The rankings, for some reason, the media gets what the rankings are. I'll tell you where they're at, though. I saw a link somewhere, if I can find it. And now I can't find it, of course. There was a link to the updated rankings somewhere. I can't find it, my friend. But yeah, the media is posting it somewhere along the lines. The media gets it first before it updates on the website. Dude, Yair wants that Mexico City title fight. Sign me up. Guys, if you're watching this stream for the first time and you're not subscribed to the channel, I do these streams a couple times a week. So subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoyed these streams. If you don't enjoy them, don't subscribe. But if you do enjoy them, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10K. I want to hit 10K very soon. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I would much appreciate it. All right, let's see what I missed in the chat. I didn't have a horse in the race, but Islam won. Agreed. I feel bad for Yair because Volk will destroy him. People are saying KO power, but not even Islam could knock down Volkanovski clean. Dude, I don't know, man. Yair could win that fight. What is the trend with old MMA guys going to boxing? I don't know. It's an embarrassment. Yair's one of my favorite Taekwondo practitioners that actually does well in the UFC. I don't know how you cannot like Yair watching him fight. Joey the Rank. Okay, already read that. Any idea on what JDM's takedown defense is like? I have no idea. Usman Nurmagomedov might be the best all-around fighter in the world. I don't know about all that, but maybe. Fedor has no chin left. Dude's taken a significant amount of damage over the course of his career. How good is Bo Nickel? He said he wants Hamzat after he beats Pickett. Sign me up. Bo Nickel on the main card against Jamie Pickett is disgraceful. I agree, Cannoli. I couldn't agree with you anymore. Super disgraceful. It was a doctor stoppage. Yeah, I saw. I'm not even sure how you can call Stipe the GOAT of over heavyweight. I guess he's the UFC. GOAT, heavyweight GOAT. Nickel in the main card is smart. I think good exposure. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You think Brunson beats Duplessis? I think Brunson grounds and pound him. Yeah, I think Brunson, if he doesn't get KO'd early, I think he will get Duplessis down and ground and pound him. I rewatched Jan versus Rakic. Jan was decisively beating him on the feet. In the second round, Rakic took him down. Jan put up a submission. Rakic held him down for the round. Jan started third, outstriking Rakic. Okay. Joe, I know you don't watch much Muay Thai, but did you see Nong O versus Jonathan Hergedy in ONE FC? If so, who do you think wins? I don't know, man. I've seen both of those guys fight, but I don't remember enough of their skill set. So I don't know who wins. I can't give you an answer on that. I'm sorry. If Grasso wins, they have 3 Mexicans in title fights for a Mexican card. They're the Mexico card. Any advice to staying awake for 10 hours when feeling tired? I don't know. I always feel tired and I'm always awake. So I have no idea. I have a sleeping issue, though. Yeah, it's crazy. But best of luck. I wish we saw Yair versus Zabit. Yair versus Zabit is the one that got away that nobody even talks about anymore. That was going to be so much fun. It was going to be so much fun. I'm starting to get tired now a little bit now. What's crazy is I'll end this stream and then go sit in my bed, go lay in my bed for an hour before I actually fall asleep. I wanted Max to beat. Dude, that would have been incredible. Yeah, Volk did maintain #1 pound for pound, which makes no sense. I watch everyone online call Bo a champion after he beats 13-9 Pickett. I said Pickle. Yeah. Who's the most boring champion fight style? I don't know. I don't think any of them are particularly boring, but if I had to pick out one, it'd be Aljamain. Like, attempting to get the back and then doing nothing. And I know Islam did that in the 4th round, but again, I wouldn't really call any of them boring. But if I gun to my head, that's who I would pick. Would Yair beat Zabit? Yes. But it's hard to say, dude. Zabit's been out for so long. Can you rank all the main promotions in MMA in order? UFC, Bellator, and 1 are tied, and then PFL. That's what I got for you. That's what I got for you. People need to over-exaggerate Bo Nickel because Chandler and Colby failed, and all they have is Bo now. Yeah. Dude, it's like the wrestling crowd is just obsessed with Bo Nickel. They're like, yeah, he's going to be something one day. I think Volk read that. Valentina isn't boring. The F out of here. Also, Yair's chin is really good. Dude took Emmett's hardest punch on the chin and ate it. Yair is the most vicious striker in the UFC. I talked about it in my prediction video. I believe he's the most vicious striker in the UFC. Dude is one of the very few that goes out there and is looking to hurt guys. So, I'll always stand by that one. But, yeah. There you go. Could you make an argument Yair beat Max? No. Hopefully fans can cry less that Volk is still pound for pound. I guess so. Can Shavkat make 155? No. Is Bo welterweight or middleweight? Middleweight, but I think he could go to welterweight at some point. What the hell even happened to Bo? I swear I would have seen another fight by now, but way he's won his fights. He got injured. He was supposed to fight in December at 282, but he got injured and pulled out. Yeah, so that's it. I like how you changed your name to Robbery Parrots. Bo is all talk? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But okay, I'm just checking out this. I can't believe we're right around the corner from 285. There'll be some 285 content coming out on the channel this week, guys. Is Hamzat done at 170? It's tough to say. I don't know at this point. We're left wondering. It feels like he is. Because why would he be sitting out for this long? I don't know. I picked Emmett to win, and when I saw him crumble at the first body kick, I was like, oh shit, he's going to lose. Dude, if Yair was more measured in his attack, I don't think he gets touched by Emmett. He's that fast and that precise. And I'm surprised. I knew Emmett's main style isn't to wrestle guys. But if you guys saw my prediction, I thought Emmett would realize quick he couldn't strike with Yair and then start looking for takedowns. But he didn't. Shout out to Emmett. He kept sticking in there and throwing heavy right hands, even though that's all he had. Were you shocked with how bad Gamrot performed against Benny? I don't know if... I don't think Gamrot performed bad. I just think Beneil performed very well. What happens to the winner of Holloway versus Allen? Holloway, I don't know. Allen, he fights for the title next. He would fight for the next. He would fight in the next title fight after Volk versus Jair. So, it's interesting Hamzat went from middleweight to welterweight in 10 days. Now he can't make it. Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Yeah, Beneil looked crazy in the Gamrot fight. Dude, and the way he dropped him, I can't believe he didn't KO him. I can't believe he didn't KO him. It was incredible. If Kattar wasn't robbed against Emmett, how would Kattar versus Yair fight have went? I think Yair would have stopped Kattar as well. But that would have been a better fight. I thought Emmett lost to Dan Ige. The UFC fast tracks guys like Colby, Dustin, Chandler because they desperately need an American champ. Meanwhile, Volk, Benny don't. Okay. Gamrot would be really good if he worked on mixing in his boxing. Dude, Gamrot's hands just aren't good. His striking just isn't good with his hands. He has some okay kicks, but if he can't get the wrestling going, it's just not good. I thought he lost to Sarukian. He got outstruck by Sarukian. He got dropped and still got the 4th round somehow. So, never seen anyone take as much damage as Kattar did against Max. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. That was a sketchy one. For sure. That's the fight where Dana was like, we need to get him to a hospital, and they kind of played it up a little bit. We got an hour and 50 minutes into the stream before my nose started to itch. So that's a good one. That's a good one. It's crazy that my mustache just tickles my nose and it just starts itching like crazy. And now it wouldn't be a stream without me itching my nose and basically picking my nose on stream because my nose itches. How good is Delize? I don't know. Delize's looked incredible. What he did to Jack Hermanson was insanity. So I might pick Delize over Vettori, to be honest. That's how good he looked against Jack Hermanson. Glover vs. Hill was worse, in my opinion. Higher weight class. Okay. You can have finishes and still be boring, but if you like them, okay, that's good for you. Yeah, too bad Max. He's my favorite Hawaiian. Yeah, he's done too. I don't think he's done, but maybe he's never beaten Volk. Islam versus Benny and Yair versus Yair and Volk versus Yair for International Fight Week. Sign me up. I would love to see them both on the same card. In my opinion, I think that'd be a lot of fun. And then if they both win, they can fight each other. I think it'd be super interesting. Then Gator passed that beatdown on the Giga. True. How many decades until Vettori gets KO'd? I'll say he gets KO'd by Roman Dolidze. That's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, guys. It's late. I think AJ's pretty right. Joey's about to dip. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Do me a favor, guys. Like the stream. Let's see if there's any channels streaming right now. Any small channels streaming out there. Let's see. UFC. Filter. Live. Let's see what this is. What is this guy doing? I don't even know. Live UFC. This guy's playing UFC 4. Maybe we'll send you to him. Yeah, I found a guy that's live, guys. I found some guy. I've never seen him before. I just searched what live is. He has 2 watchers. He has 2 people watching. I want you to go raid his stream. I'm going to post the link in the chat and tell him MMA Joey sent you. And just show him some support. He's got like 2 viewers right now. He probably just started out. He has 394 subscribers. He's playing UFC gameplay. Even if you're not going to go watch, at least go there for a minute and just show some support in his chat because people appreciate that, you know. I've sent you guys to multiple different streams. Almost every person's messaged me, found me on Instagram or Twitter and messaged me and said, thank you so much. You know, I appreciate it. So if you guys could go show this small channel some support, even if you're not going to, you know, watch it long term, just go show them some support real quick. I'm posting the link in the chat. Afterwards, though, go watch my most recent video on the immediate rematch between Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. But here's the link to the stream. Tell them MMA Joey sent you. Watch their stream, like their stream, participate in their chat for a little bit, show them some support. I would greatly appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to go look here in a second. I'm going to see who shows up over there. So here is the link. The link's in the chat. Go to their stream and show them some support. I appreciate every single one of you. Go to the link in the chat. Good night. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to like this stream on your way out, and I appreciate every single one of you. Good night.